David Dicklong, a billionaire whose empire spanned across manufacturing, real estate, and a plethora of other lucrative industries, needed a break. The pressures of maintaining a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate had been weighing on him, and a fishing trip with close friends seemed the perfect escape. Joining him were Jack Matthews, a renowned author, and David's childhood friend, Laura Stevens, a marine biologist with a passion for adventure, and Michael Carter, a brilliant engineer and problem solver. Their journey started from the bustling marina of Miami, the sleek yacht cutting through the waves as they headed into the vast expanse of the Atlantic. The first few days were blissful. The group enjoyed the serenity of the open sea, the thrill of the catch, and the camaraderie that comes from shared adventure. Each evening, they would gather on the deck, watching the sun set over the horizon, while Jack entertained them with stories of his travels and Laura shared fascinating facts about marine life. However, on the fourth day, their idyllic trip took a sudden turn. They were deep in the ocean, far from any known shipping routes, when the yacht's engine started sputtering. Michael immediately headed to the engine room to investigate. He emerged with a grim expression. "We've got a serious problem," he said. "The engine is completely shot. We're adrift." The mood shifted from relaxed to tense as the realization of their predicament sank in. They tried to use the yacht's communication equipment to call for help, but the radio was dead, likely due to water damage. With no way to steer and no means of communication, they were at the mercy of the sea. For days, they drifted aimlessly. Their food and water supplies dwindled, and the once cheerful conversations turned into anxious whispers. "David, do you think anyone's looking for us?" Jack asked, his voice laced with concern. "I hope so, Jack. But we've got to be prepared for the worst. We need to stick together," David replied firmly. "I've seen documentaries about survival at sea. We need to ration our supplies and stay hydrated," Laura advised. "I'll keep trying to fix the engine, but it doesn't look good. We should think about using the sails if the wind is in our favor," Michael added. The sun beat down mercilessly during the day, and the nights were filled with the eerie sounds of the ocean. They took turns keeping watch, hoping to spot a ship or plane that could rescue them. After a week of drifting, they spotted land. It was a remote island, uncharted and seemingly untouched by civilization. With a renewed sense of hope, they paddled their damaged yacht towards the shore, using makeshift oars. The sight of the island filled them with relief, but also with trepidation. They had no idea what awaited them on this unknown land. The island was lush and green, with dense forests and rocky cliffs. They made landfall and immediately set to work establishing a camp. Michael, using his engineering skills, constructed a makeshift shelter from the yacht's debris. Laura scouted the island, identifying edible plants and setting traps for small animals. Jack, despite his lack of practical survival skills, kept the group's morale high with his stories and humor. David, the billionaire used to a life of luxury, surprised everyone with his resilience and leadership. He organized their efforts, ensuring that they remained focused and motivated. "All right, team. We need to set up camp before it gets dark. Michael, can you build a shelter? Laura, see if you can find fresh water. Jack, gather some firewood," David instructed. "On it, boss." "Never thought I'd be taking orders from you in the wild, David," Jack quipped. "I'll be careful. Stay close to the campfire, everyone. We don't know what's out there," Laura warned. They settled into a routine, each person contributing to their survival. Laura's knowledge of marine life proved invaluable, as she taught them how to fish with makeshift spears and traps. Michael fashioned tools and devices to make their lives easier. They built a rainwater collection system, which provided them with fresh water. Jack's nightly stories became a ritual, a way to escape their harsh reality, even if only for a while. One night, as they sat around their fire, Jack said, "You know, if we get out of this, I'm going to write the best-selling novel of my career." David chuckled. "I'd read that. But first, we need to survive." Suddenly, Laura stood up, pointing towards the forest. "Did you hear that?" A rustling noise echoed from the darkness. Michael grabbed a makeshift spear, his face tense. "Stay close to the fire," he warned. Out of the shadows emerged a wild boar, eyes gleaming with curiosity. It sniffed the air, inching closer. David, heart pounding, whispered, "We need to scare it away." "Slowly. Stand up and make noise." They stood together, shouting and waving their arms. The boar, startled, retreated back into the forest. They sat back down, adrenaline pumping. "Never a dull moment," Jack said with a nervous laugh. While David Dicklong and his friends fought for survival, chaos erupted back home. When the yacht lost contact, David's family and associates feared the worst. Sarah, David's wife, and Robert, his ambitious brother, each saw an opportunity to seize control of the empire. The company's board was split, with factions forming around each contender. The media frenzy only added to the turmoil, with speculation and rumors fueling the stock market's volatility. Sarah, a shrewd businesswoman, positioned herself as the natural successor. She had been involved in the company's operations for years and had a deep understanding of its intricacies. Robert, on the other hand, was known for his ruthless business tactics and had his own loyal supporters within the company. The battle for control turned into a public spectacle, with both sides hiring top legal and PR teams to bolster their positions. On the island, the group faced numerous challenges. They battled hunger, dehydration, and the constant threat of injury or illness. Laura had to treat Jack for a severe infection after he cut his leg on a sharp rock. Michael built a smoke signal using a pile of driftwood and leaves, which they kept burning day and night in hopes of attracting a passing ship or plane. They endured powerful storms that threatened to destroy their makeshift camp. During one particularly violent storm, they huddled together under their shelter, which Michael had reinforced with additional supports. The wind howled and rain poured down in torrents, but they emerged unscathed, their bond stronger for having faced the ordeal together. "Hold on, everyone. Make sure the shelter holds." David shouted over the roar of the storm, "The wind's getting stronger. We need to reinforce it." Laura called out, "I've got some extra rope here." "Michael, help me tie it down," Jack instructed. "Got it. We need to keep the fire burning, too." "It's our only signal," Michael added. Months passed, and their hope of rescue began to fade. Then, one fateful day, they saw a ship on the horizon. It was a commercial fishing vessel. David Dicklong and Michael frantically built a large signal fire on the beach, using every flammable material they could find. The smoke caught the attention of the crew, and the ship altered its course towards the island. The sight of the vessel approaching filled them with a mixture of relief and disbelief. As the ship's crew came ashore, they were met with cheers and tears. The group's ordeal was finally over. "This is it, everyone. Our best chance. Pile everything you can find that will burn," David urged. "The smoke needs to be thick and dark." "We need to attract attention," Michael advised. "I'll get more leaves." "Jack, keep an eye out for the ship," Laura instructed. "You got it." "Let's hope they see us," Jack said, his voice filled with hope. News of David Dicklong rescue spread quickly. He returned home to a media frenzy, but his primary concern was reclaiming control of his empire. The board meeting, he walked into his tense. Sarah and Robert had been locked in a bitter struggle, with the company's future hanging in the balance. David's arrival shifted the dynamics instantly. He addressed the board with a newfound humility and determination. "I've been through an experience that has changed my perspective on life and leadership," he began. He outlined his vision for the future, emphasizing collaboration, innovation, and ethical business practices. His survival story had already captivated the public, and his impassioned speech won over the board. Sarah, seeing the change in her husband, decided to support his vision. Robert, though disappointed, accepted David's leadership, recognizing that the company would be stronger united. "Ladies and gentlemen, I've returned with a new perspective. Our company will not just survive, but thrive. Together, we will innovate, collaborate, and lead with integrity, David declared. David's right. We need to stand united, Sarah affirmed. Agreed. Let's move forward together, stronger than ever, Robert concurred. David Dicklong's incredible tale of survival became a beacon of inspiration. He integrated the lessons he had learned on the island into his leadership style, fostering a culture of resilience and teamwork within his companies. He rewarded his friends generously. Jack's next book, detailing their adventure, became a bestseller. Laura received funding for her marine research, and Michael was appointed as the head of the company's innovation department. David's empire thrived under his renewed leadership, expanding into new markets and pioneering sustainable practices. His survival story had already captivated the public, and his impassioned speech won over the board. Sarah, seeing the change in her husband, decided to support his vision. Robert, though disappointed, accepted David's leadership, recognizing that the company would be stronger united. Ladies and gentlemen, I've returned with a new perspective. Our company will not just survive, but thrive. Together, we will innovate, collaborate, and lead with integrity, David declared. David's right. We need to stand united, Sarah affirmed. Agreed. Let's move forward together, stronger than ever, Robert concurred. David Dicklong's incredible tale of survival became a beacon of inspiration. He integrated the lessons he had learned on the island into his leadership style, fostering a culture of resilience and teamwork within his companies. He rewarded his friends generously. Jack's next book, detailing their adventure, became a bestseller. Laura received funding for her marine research, and Michael was appointed as the head of the company's innovation department. David's empire thrived under his renewed leadership, expanding into new markets and pioneering sustainable practices. His family, once fractured by ambition, was now united by a shared purpose. The bond forged during those months of survival on the remote island remained unbreakable, a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of friendship. The adventure had changed David Dicklong forever. He continued to lead his companies with a sense of gratitude and a commitment to making a positive impact on the world. The story of David Dicklong, the billionaire who survived against all odds, became a legend, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, hope, courage, and determination can lead to a brighter future.